I'm gonna make some coffee, which I haven't made in a while. Beans! This mug is made by City and Bloom Ceramics. I saw this mug and that was the first time I realized that you can do screen printing on clay. That's insane. You wanna say hey?
Yeah, you're so pretty.
Hey y'all, how are you? How's your life going? What's new? How are the kids? Today I present to you an arguably formal paint and chat video, which I haven't really done before. Like, I've kind of done it, but I haven't really planned to do it, you know? So I'm just gonna talk about random stuff until I get tired or run out of things to talk about. I originally had about 2 hours of footage, but I put everything on ×8 speed, so it's gonna be like a time lapse. I'm sure y'all don't wanna see a movie length video of me painting, but yeah, let's get into it. I did my sketch, that was that. Here's my paint water, and for a little background on what I'm painting, this piece was originally going to be a lot bigger and for an AP art assignment, but school has ended, it is the summer, so it's for fun. But the general idea was about being uncomfortable with aging, looking back a year or two ago, or hold on, let me take that back, because I wrote uncomfortable with aging, but it's really just like being surrounded with people and a society who is uncomfortable with aging, specifically women, but I'm coping with the fact that I'm aging. Like, I'm not really uncomfortable with it, but I'm just like finding peace in the fact that I'm aging, if that makes sense. I mean, yeah, it does make sense, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, looking back a year or two ago, I looked a lot younger, and I mean, duh, that makes sense, but lately there's been a lot of stress in my life to the point of hair loss and more imbalance, and I feel like my youth is kind of melting away as becoming an adult and moving up in the world is actually more actualized. Another thing I took into consideration was how many women try and look younger as they grow older, but it's not the same for men. It's definitely a double standard. The older women in my life have tried different things to retain their physical appearance, such as like dyeing their hair or using different anti-aging skin products, but men don't really think about doing that for themselves. And we have DILFs, which girls like my age are attracted to, and these are older men who definitely show physical signs of aging. So looking at things like aging from an artistic viewpoint definitely helps me embrace the fact that my youth won't be there forever. And it's okay to grow and it's okay to age, because I'm not really existing for anyone like in specific, anyone who likes young women. So why should I try to look younger if that's not what's supposed to happen, you know? And I'm just kind of appreciating every step of the way, which is an angle that I've had on a lot of different things in my life lately. I recently had a breakup because I realized that I needed to prioritize my health more, and instead of feeling negative about it, I tried my best to appreciate the good parts of the relationship and the person that I was in a relationship with, and going about it with a negative attitude just benefits nobody, you know? The angle that this painting is from is the back of my head, and yeah, you guys can see that. I didn't need to say that, but it's there for a reason, you know? It's where the lack of hair is most evident for me. The left hand is definitely hiding it, but the spots right behind my ears have very thin hair, and I've always had thin hair, which I have no problem with, but as more and more started to shed in the shower, I reached a certain point where if I pulled hard enough, I could grab a pretty substantial clump, and I realized that I needed to make some changes in my life when I got to that point. So subconsciously burning myself out with work, putting energy into the wrong things, surprise, surprise, were not reflecting well on my body. And I never really thought about YouTube as a job until I had been monetized for a couple months at least, and then it started to sink in. I already had a part-time job in school earlier this year, so basically I would log into my Zoom classes in the morning, finish around 3 o'clock, and then work in the evenings. But after I got home from work, ranging around like 10 to 11 p.m., I would spend hours on end working on videos and drawing and art, and I was getting little to no sleep. And it felt good and productive, but that was around the time when I filmed that 7-day sketchbook challenge, and I started to realize that drawing wasn't even fun anymore. Like, I had to make extra time for it when I could have just been getting rest. And the videos honestly reflect my mental state. Like, the editing and time spent to upload them all week was on par, but the art itself was starting to slip. Like, it just wasn't good. And I was worried more about the videos themselves and getting them uploaded on time rather than the content that it was surrounding the actual art. So I quit my job. I found another one with more flexibility and less hours. And now I'm just having a little dilemma of, should I be resting this summer or working as hard as I can before my schedule's taken up by college classes? And we're already like halfway through the summer, so I guess I need to finalize that decision soon. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to quit my job this fall. My parents actually wanted me to, and I was hesitant at first, but I think it's a good thing because then I have more time to focus on school and to focus on this channel, and hopefully it could be my main stream of income. And of course, I'm grateful to be in this position where I can quit a job, but the YouTube income is not like living off of income. It's going to be the money that I save up while I'm in college, and hopefully eventually I'll be able to live off of. But right now, hypothetically, if I were living in an apartment, I would barely make rent with the money that I'm making off AdSense. So yeah, that's where we are right now. Not to be super transparent about my YouTube income, but that's where I am. And hopefully, if I do quit my job and put more time into this channel, then it will increase. But in the meantime, it'll be a little money to save on the side and also to spend on the side if I happen to need anything. Groceries. Yeah, I forgot that groceries existed for a second. But yeah, my YouTube money will pretty much be going to savings and groceries and probably a lot of concert tickets. Yeah, that's it. Going off script for a bit. That's why there's a lot of ums. Enough about my internal dilemmas though. What else has been going on? Something more lighthearted. I started watching Kim's Convenience on Netflix a few days ago, and for some reason, I didn't really realize it existed until Netflix started advertising it, and it's right up my alley. Like, you can completely lose focus for an episode for like 10 minutes and still understand what's going on, and that's exactly what I need because I tend to space out and lose touch with reality, but only for like 10 minutes, and then I just snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. But yeah, somehow that show accommodates for me because of how little of a plot there is. It sounds bad, but it's really not. Last night I watched a movie called False Positive on Hulu with my sister, and I couldn't tell if the acting was just really bad or if it was intentional, and it didn't really make sense at first, but everything started to come together like towards the end, and it was kind of satisfying, but I say that really hesitantly. Like, I got the message, but the movie was still so like off-putting, like almost uncanny valley because of how weird the acting was. I don't know. Something else that I've been doing lately is listening to albums rather than individual songs. I'm slowly easing back into vinyl, so I'm actually sitting down and listening to entire albums with nothing to distract me. My dad would be so proud. Like, if I'm listening to something on my phone, I eventually open TikTok or something and it pauses my music, and then the entire listening experience is interrupted. So the records really help with my easily distracted mind because there aren't really as many circumstances that can stop the flow, you know? Slowing down and just listening to an album all the way through also just brings peace of mind to me. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. It just kind of slows down the passage of time. I've always collected records because my dad wanted me to, so he would buy me some, I would buy me some, so there's a solid collection sitting in my room at the moment. We got MF Doom, Thundercat, 2 MGMT albums, some 80s music sprinkled in, and a lot more, and I'm actually quite proud of it, to be honest. Hopefully my dorm will have enough space for my little record player because I think it would genuinely help me keep afloat mentally. I think sitting down and just listening to albums in the midst of like studying and all that stuff could be helpful. I'm also getting more into rave culture and meeting some cool people through that, so there's a new chapter in my life starting. I'm really excited to go to more raves in the future. I've only been to one so far because I still like have a curfew and live with my parents and all that, but I'm really looking forward to go to more. At the first one and only one that I went to so far, I kept thinking to myself, this is what home feels like. And there were so many beautiful people there, and everyone was dressed kind of scary but like sexy at the same time, and people had more experimental clothing and makeup and hair, and everything was like so beautiful. It just felt really, really like familiar to me. And I sound like a broken record, but it was the most fun I had in a really long time, and for a second it felt like the pandemic never existed, and I've never felt a bad feeling like ever. pure happiness. Also, seeing people that I've been following on Instagram for years for the first time in person was so trippy. It took me a second to realize who was who, and it was just so interesting to see that some people were shorter or taller or quieter than I pictured them just based off of Instagram. But yeah, it just felt like really, really nice. Like I met so many like nice people. And these are the people that like the boomers and the parents are always like, no, these people are like druggies and like they're such bad people. But like there was like a group of girls that I met on the way there, and they were so nice to me. And there were so many people who were like, okay, like watch out for your drinks, like make sure that nobody puts anything in them. I'll walk you to your car if you want me to. And like just so many people who were willing to like offer such accommodations or like just nice things that normal people just wouldn't do at like a club or something. I would imagine. I've never been to an actual club, of course, because I am not of age, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like there were so many nice people that older generations just don't expect to be nice. I've officially run out of things to say, so I just wanted to take a second to thank you guys for being so patient and kind to me. I barely post on Instagram anymore because I've been in such a rut with art, and my recent uploads on here have not been the most requested. Of course, it's nice to make things for myself, but I also want to make things that you guys want to see, so hopefully I'll get back to sketching and I'll have a sketchbook tour or something juicy for y'all. Time heals all wounds, so yeah. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Also, I went off my birth control for a couple weeks because the prescription was behind, so I think that definitely messed with my motivation, but I'm back on it, so I feel great. I'm drinking a normal amount of water, and my appetite is back. It was gone for a little while, and that sucked balls. Food is so good, and not having an appetite honestly just changes your motivation and like just so much so quickly, so I'm really glad that I got it back. Before this video ends, let me tell you what I'm using and where everything is from, so I don't have a bunch of comments asking. The paint is Daler Rowney's acrylic paint, and the canvas is from Chalkola when they sent me some free stuff, and I think that's pretty much it. The easel is my mom's. I'm a thief. I don't really have... Oh wait, the brushes! Can't forget about the brushes. They are from Walmart. Very cheap brushes. I don't know the brand, but it's not entirely too important. Just know that they're cheap. Not good quality at all. But yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys to it for the next minute and a half or so. I'll be back towards the end. But yeah, enjoy. Don't go anywhere. Alright y'all, we're pretty much at a wrap. I didn't varnish because I'm lazy, but you can just imagine it happened and the colors are more rich than they actually are. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying to make more casual videos so there isn't as much pressure. Let me know your thoughts and any suggestions on future videos. I'm open to anything. I'm gonna go eat a veggie burger and drink like a gallon of water. Have fun y'all. Be safe. don't do hard drugs. And remember, I love you so much. So much. Bye bye. See you soon.